and welcome. Today we're heading to Gyeongbokgung Palace to dress up in Hanbok and explore the palace grounds. You might think this is a bit of a weird thing to do, but they actively encourage tourists and visitors to come dressed up, and you even get a discounted ticket. So we found a shop which was foreigner friendly, and they were really good. You pick out a top and a skirt dress type thing, and there are lots of different styles that you can choose from depending on your package as well. And they show you what to do, but it basically consists of a top and a skirt, and it ties at the back in a lovely bow, and we were just so obsessed with how gorgeous these dresses were. The shop even had a cute little photo area so you could make the most of your outfit and pretend like you're in a K-drama, just like this. We were blown away by the beauty of the scenery as soon as you step into the courtyard of the palace. As you can see, it's just phenomenal, and it was quite a cloudy, humid kind of day, and I loved it so much because I felt like it made it feel so much more dramatic. Like, I could really picture people in the past walking through this courtyard just as I'm doing now. So Hanbok today is mostly used for traditional events such as ceremonies and weddings, but obviously here they encourage people to experience what it's like to wear hanbok and walk around the palace grounds. And it was about 30 degrees or more and really, really hot, and we were very careful not to eat or drink too much. We didn't eat at all, and we drank quite little actually, which was very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But we were so scared to dirty the hanbok that we didn't. While this is all fun and games, I would also just like to point out that there has been a little bit of controversy surrounding the hanbok traditional dress between the nations of Korea and China. The origins and kind of original creation and possession of the dress have been debated as to whether it's Chinese or Korean, but for the most part, I think, with the risk of getting cancelled, the consensus seems to be that it was originally a Korean dress. So Gyeongbokgung Palace was the main royal palace of the Joseon dynasty, built in 1395. And it has been actually built and rebuilt a few times. It was destroyed by fire in the Imjin War in the 16th century, and then it was abandoned for 2 centuries. And then in the 19th century, it was restored under Prince Regent Hangsong during the reign of King Gojong. The palace was later destroyed by Imperial Japan, and then in January 1963, it was designated as a cultural property. So now from the 1990s till current day, it is being restored to its original state, and the paintings are just absolutely gorgeous. We were absolutely blown away by just the sheer amount of color on these buildings. And even on a rainy day like this one, you can really see just how culturally different the buildings look compared to back home in England, where we have a lot of plain brick. We don't have these ornate paintings on the outsides of our buildings. The gardens were one of my favourite parts of the palace complex, simply because I knew that they were leisure gardens. The Queen liked to walk around there, and they had these different statues and some information, including some information in English about the meanings of the statues. For example, the tortoise symbolized longevity, which seemed to be a central theme of the design of the gardens, presumably to symbolize the longevity of the royal dynasty. Unfortunately, while we were enjoying our time walking around the grounds, a massive thunderstorm started rolling in.
We have rain. I mean, they have like one. Absolutely not. Can we go back?
Oh my god, that's so loud.
Please, can we get inside?
It's so much.
Let's go back.
This was also pretty much the only place I remember seeing much wildlife, mostly because it's situated in central Seoul, which is a city, and obviously naturally cities don't hold that much wildlife, but these squirrels, they were jumping like kangaroos. I've never seen anything like it. There are a lot of cute couples dressed up in Hanbok at the palace, and I think this must be a very popular date destination, and it's so cute to see couples with matching hanbok as well. We noticed that the dating culture in Korea in general tends to be very cutesy and lovey-dovey. I think a lot of places that we went, we saw couples wearing matching outfits, and we even saw somebody fanning their partner's shirt in the tube station because it was so boiling hot outside, which I've heard can put pressure on people and make them feel lonely, but at the same time I really enjoyed watching just the passers-by and like the general lifestyle and culture. Like, it's everyday interactions that I just find so fulfilling to watch. I don't know, I find it really interesting. Maybe I'm just creepy.
Posture. We should have done hairspray.
We can do it whenever we go next.
Yeah. Anyone's legs really hurt. My feet hurt a bit.
The throne hall is a really, really important part of the complex because not only does it stand as a central feature, but it is one of the few buildings which has actually survived. Having a 14th century building complex situated right in the middle of this new age sci-fi feeling city is just a crazy feeling, and I think it made it feel all the more significant and, like, in a way rare, because you've got the very old juxtaposed with the very new. You've got the power of nature in the background with the mountain, and then just the other side of the street you've got neon billboards. It's a very eclectic experience for someone who is not used to this part of the world.
Did you just put them in like where? Did you try them? Oh, that one looks good.
It does.
I'm gonna try every single flavour.
Was that peach iced tea?
Yeah.
It's such a strong flavour.